Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Arirang Newsbreak. I'm Han-dan in Seoul. President Park Geun-hye has wrapped up her 4-day trip to Mongolia. During the SM summit and bilateral talks with her Mongolian counterpart, the president achieved 2 pillars of her policy drive, upping the international pressure on North Korea and boosting free trade for the South Korean economy. Our Song Ji-sun starts us off.
President Park Geun-hye's consistent message of denuclearizing North Korea was echoed through the ASEM summit and bilateral talks with Mongolia during her 5-day stay.
북한의 핵 위협 등이 인류의 평화와 안정을 끊임없이 위협하고 있고 우리를 분열시키는 다양한 도전들을 우리를 단합시키는 일치된 목표를 통해 극복하는 것이 무엇보다 중요하다고 생각합니다.
Leaders acknowledged the deeds, condemning Pyongyang's nuclear and missile tests in the strongest terms in the Ulaanbaatar statement. They also showed support for Seoul's initiative for peace and cooperation in Northeast Asia.
Our 2 countries have agreed to cooperate in denuclearizing the Korean peninsula and ensuring peace and security in the region. We'll continue those efforts on the international stage and within the United Nations.
President Park's message for expanding open trade against the rising trend of trade protectionism was also delivered to other ASEM member nations. Seoul and Ulaanbaatar set the base for free trade through their bilateral summit, agreeing to initiate joint research for the Economic Partnership Agreement, a pact similar to FTA.
It's a preemptive measure setting the ground for investment. We've built an expressway to realize the potential of economic cooperation and trade growth between the 2 countries.
President Park attended a business forum before flying back to Seoul to help link Korean companies with local buyers in Mongolia, saying the 2 countries can further boost growth in a mutually beneficial way. President Park's visit set the groundwork to enter the Mongolian market, a niche market for South Korea and a gateway linking Asia and Europe. Her drive to denuclearize Pyongyang will be helped with support from Mongolia, which also has long-time diplomatic relations with North Korea. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News, Ulaanbaatar.
South Korea and the United States have unveiled plans to reassure South Koreans that the soon-to-be-deployed THAAD missile defense system on the peninsula does not pose any risk to human health or the environment. In just about an hour, the U.S. will open its THAAD battery in Guam to the South Korean media, so we're expecting closer details on what the system looks like in real life and hopefully solve many controversial questions surrounding the missile defense weaponry. This is the first time South Korean reporters will be given access to Andersen Air Force Base, where the Alpha battery was set up in 2013 to counter North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missile threats. The reporters will be briefed on the electromagnetic waves generated by the system's radar, which is the primary concern for residents in Seongju County, where THAAD is planned to be deployed, as well as the noise levels and its impact on the surrounding environment. Korea's antitrust watchdog has rejected SK Telecom's bid to buy leading cable TV operator CJ HelloVision, staying with its initial decision. Earlier this month, the Fair Trade Commission said the consolidation would substantially hurt market competition, as it would make SK Telecom not only the country's leading mobile carrier, but would also give it a dominant position in the country's TV broadcasting platform. The companies say they'll accept the decision, but expressed concern it'll impact future investments in the local broadcasting sector. SK Telecom was to acquire a 30% stake in CJ HelloVision, the internet television service affiliated with CJ Group, for around $440 million as part of efforts to break its reliance on the saturated telecom market. Turning overseas to the latest developments in Turkey, the international community is urging Turkey's president to refrain from using last week's coup attempt as an excuse to launch a bloody crackdown on its political enemies. Several thousand people, including military personnel and judges, have already been thrown in jail. Hang Ho-jun has more.
Around 6,000 people have been arrested since Friday's coup attempt, and government officials are saying the plotters will be tried for treason. Addressing his supporters in a speech broadcast on national TV, Turkey's president called for the reinstatement of the death penalty, saying there should be no delay.
My brothers, as the state and the government, we hear your demand. We cannot ignore this demand. In democracy, whatever people say, it is done.
Turkey abolished the death penalty in 2004. Erdogan is also demanding the U.S. extradite Fethullah Gulen, an Islamic cleric currently living in Pennsylvania in a self-imposed exile for more than a decade, whom he believes is the mastermind behind the coup attempt. With the possibility of a political bloodbath looming, the international community is urging Turkey to keep calm and protect the rule of law and democracy. Hwang Ho-jun, Arirang News.
And that does it for now. Keep it tuned to Arirang for more domestic and global news updates throughout the day. Thank you for watching.